I know the Democrats are bad. I talk about that every day, right? And even then, even when I heard whispers of this happening, and I told you guys about it when I was in DC, I was like, I am hearing some stuff. I'm hearing some stuff that there is a caving that is going to take place. And you guys couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe it either. I was like, because it made no sense, right? And I think partially it was because they wanted to preserve the filibuster. I swear to fucking God. I think it was literally because they were scared that they would take the filibuster away. It's either that, because like nothing makes logical sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. It defies logic. It defies all logic from like gamesmanship. It defies all logic for why a party would operate this way. It like, it's unbelievable. It is even worse than the expectations that I have of the Democrats, which is lower than dirt. I assume it was the airliners potentially, but like, once again, why didn't they go to Trump? I still think it must be the filibuster. At least like the only logical movement here is that they did not want the filibuster to get nuked. And they were just like, oh, if Trump is serious, like he has the capacity to whip the votes in his party to nuke the filibuster and go with the nuclear option. And then we can't, and then we actually have to do legislation, which will harm our, which will harm our corporate donors' interests. Because like, remember, no filibuster in the Senate means much easier passage of bills. A Democrat president and a majority Senate and a majority Democrat Senate and a majority Democrat House of Representatives could quite literally get together a comprehensive healthcare bill like Medicare for All and pass it. It's a major hurdle. The filibuster is a major fucking hurdle. It's not in the Constitution. It is just a procedural hurdle that exists that has evolved throughout the years to basically turn into this thing where senators don't even have to stand up and deliver speeches any longer. It's just a mere ever-present threat of a filibuster means that every single massively consequential bill has to pass with supermajorities. And I know that the Republicans don't want the filibuster to go away because they use it against the Democrats. Democrats don't want the filibuster to go away because they don't want to legislate. Do you understand? Here's the Fox News host also echoing this statement, which, take it with a grain of salt, obviously. There was a very, very, very scary lesson that the Democrats basically reinforced here. And that lesson is Republicans can literally get away with murder because the Republicans said, we are not funding ACA extended credits. Okay, we're not doing it. The insurance companies said, bet if you don't do it, we're going to triple the premiums. And the Democrats were like, that's insane. 24 million Americans are going to lose access to healthcare because they can't pay the triple the amount in their premiums. We have to continue the ACA subsidies. And also we need to get assurances that Trump can't just like veto expenditures by executive mandate, by fiat, right? Like, because right now the way it works is Donald Trump can functionally destroy whatever kind of congressional legislative agenda you might have. Donald Trump can turn around and say, nope, not happening. Oh, you allocated funds? It doesn't matter. You're cooked. So that's also another problem for even the Republicans in Congress. But they can't say anything about it because it's Donald Trump. So that was another part of this battle. It was supposed to be continuation of ACA subsidies so that 24 million people don't get possibly kicked off of their healthcare coverage, and also additional clearances that like Donald Trump cannot, by executive mandate, change previously allocated expenditures that Congress actually allotted, Congress actually budgeted out. They didn't get either of those things. The reason why I say this is a terrible lesson is because not only did the Republicans refuse to cave on this, okay, they also fucking turned around and throughout this entire shutdown process for 40 days, didn't even try to message. At first they said, oh, they're going to give $1 trillion to Guatemalans. They're going to give $1 trillion to undocumented migrants. That was bullshit, right? It didn't even stick. And then what did they do? They turned around and said, okay, we'll actually lean into the shutdown and we'll actually increase the pain. And because they were doing that so openly, so flagrantly, that they started actually suffering consequences from it. One of the greatest examples is the blue wave that you saw, right? Every single district flipped back to Democrats in Virginia and even in places like Georgia, like Democrats actually had a incredible electoral performance. And right at the precipice of Donald Trump feeling that pain, they fucking caved. The Democrats caved, teaching the Republicans a lesson that they don't ever have to concede to the Democrats in any point of leverage, because they can just keep punishing the public and the Democrats will get fearful and they will turn around and they will concede for no reason whatsoever. I have never seen an instance where you have the leverage, you have the upper hand, and you're actually working for something. You're actually working for something that unites the base, right? You're showing that you're a fighter. You're using whatever leverage exists, and you're actually putting healthcare as the primary reason for why you're doing this. It's a winning argument. It's win, 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 win all around. So much so that even someone like myself, who is heavily critical of the Democratic Party all the fucking time, shut the fuck up and said, Hakeem Jeffries is my goat. Chuck Schumer is my goat. They're doing the right thing. Remember, until they stopped doing the right thing. And I guess if there is any sort of silver lining that I can see from this situation, it's that more and more Americans on the liberal side, on the Democratic Party side, who are paying close attention to what's going on, are probably going to lean into our side a little bit further. They are, I think they're on the enough is enough. We're done with this bullshit mentality at this point. Liberals do not have killer instinct as part of being a lib. No. It's not that. It's not that. The killer instinct and shit like that, especially with like liberal voters, people who self-ID as liberals.